Hello, and welcome to part 2 in the Special Education Parent Video Series. This series is called My Child Has an IEP, Now What? This video is going to focus on accommodations and modifications that may be found in the IEP. This part of the video series is intended for families who have already been through the evaluation process and now have a student IEP. Let's begin with what are accommodations? Accommodations. An accommodation changes the way your child receives information or is tested on the information without changing the learning goal or standard. Another way of thinking about accommodations is that they change how your child learns, but not what they learn. Accommodations changes how your child accesses information, changes how your child demonstrates their knowledge, but the learning expectations remain the same. When would my child receive accommodations? During core content areas like reading and math or electives, when using assistive technology, behavioral accommodations, or language and communication accommodations. It really would depend on the area of need. What are some examples of accommodations? Accommodations may include assistive technology, having test questions read aloud, sitting in front of the class, reading materials printed in Braille or with large print fonts, and many more. Here's an example of how the accommodations might look in the IEP. Please note this is only a sample and doesn't indicate what your ARD committee may design. What are modifications? Modifications. A modification changes the learning goal or objective. This goes beyond changing how your child learns or is tested and effectively changes what they're actually learning. A modification could change the instructional level, the content or curriculum covered, the performance criteria or the objective, or the assignment structure. Modifications change what? They change the level of rigor. They change the learning expectation. They alter the curriculum and they alter what is actually being taught. Modifications may include completing different homework assignments than peers, creating an alternate assignment or being excused from an assignment, or learning different material, such as continuing to work on multiplication while peers work on division. How are modifications decided? Any instruction or work that needs to be modified will be discussed and agreed upon in the ARD committee meeting. Thank you so much for watching. Check out the other video in part 2 of My Child Has an IEP, Now What? That is all about PLAFs and goals that you will find in a student IEP.